Greetings, this is Roland again. This is a follow-up to my first video. It was titled Roland Sullivan Whole System Transformation Legacy Certificate. The purpose of this video and my videos is to share my wheel that I developed in my first edition of my book many years ago. And the wheel is the wheel of whole system transformation. And I'm going to make videos for each of these 10 major areas. And then I'm going to make videos of the other 20 theorists I have, like Venice and Bloch and so forth, and Gerard Egan from Loyola, because they're not in my main ones right now. These are the ones that I use over and over. And it starts with Torrey. Jack Gibb, my guy. I've already made 7 videos on him. You'll see them. They're stories. The second video I've already made, the first part of it, was by Russell Ackoff, dealing with systems thinking. But I think I want to add something about that, because I found in this book, I'm trying to get people to write about systems. So Mr. Haynes just passed away, and so this process is going to stop. He doesn't use the large groups like I do, but he has the theory for enterprise-wide change down better than anybody that I know. Of course, I coached him on editing this, but here's one quote I want to give about systems. As von Berlantively said, in one way or another, we are forced to deal with complexities, with wholes or systems in all fields of knowledge. Berlantively was the theorist for all us organization change people in the 50s and 60s. Well, and also what I'm going to add there is Marv Weisbord, on the second wheel here on systems theory, because Marv is the first person to claim he can bring the system in the room. He's the senior living organization development most important founder today. Just sent me an email the other day, not traveling anymore. He wrote this last chapter for me in my book here. That you'll probably, no, you don't have it's a virtual book. The 4th edition is virtually. But I want to give you his website, www.marvin, M-A-R-V-I-N, Weisbord, WEISBORD.com. Tremendous resources there. Tremendous resources. He's the first to say there's no more problem solving. Now we have to work the whole system collaboratively together. Number 3 is action learning research. Ardress and Sullivan. Chris Ardress was the most important theorist in the organization change world that's ever lived. He was a friend of Lewin back in the 30s. He was bright. He was my professor at Pepperdine. All of my classmates agreed, hey, he's the most boring to listen to. He was the most difficult to read, but we all knew he was right. And so I'm going to talk in depth about him. And he told me before he left this life, he says, Roland, your job is this. You've got to let the world know that OD is not everything to everybody. We have boundaries. And I believe that I have boundaried one very specific aspect of OD in my whole system thinking. This all comes out of pure OD theory. We just bring in a little expert now and then when it's relevant. So number 3rd in the wheel here, systems action learning, this is the cycle of change, the practical cycle of change. Number 4 is self as instrument. Oh my God. Bob Tannenbaum in Mexico, yeah, we worked together in Mexico. But in Portland, he gave a speech at the National OD Network at a 5-minute standing ovation before he even spoke the first word. It was his first public appearance after a heart attack. And he said, OD is not about tools, exercises, activities. It's about the self as instrument. It's about who you are and how you show up. So I'm going to talk more about that. Pepperdine, by the way, takes the chapter that's in my books, required reading for everybody. There's only a couple of required readings. They have absolutely must read, and that's one of them. And Charlie Seashore fits here. He had the last major book on feedback. And of course, Charlie and I, he started me out in 1962. So I'm going to talk about the importance of feedback in self. Number 5 is exponential change. Oh my God. This is the new thing that comes in from the outside. Kurzweil, Singularity University. The computer is in the body right now. It's an hour from my home. They've got him implanted right here. It's there. It's happening. Okay? It's like Jared says, Leonardo, my other guy for here, the future's here. It's just some people don't know it yet. And so you must learn about exponential change. All the planned change is dead. Improvement is dead. It's gone. Everything that you've ever learned in OD is no longer any good. But you got to bring in what's been assimilated into your being to the now. So you must change now. Because if you're under 40, you can probably eliminate your diseases all in 10 or 12 years. Well, that's just a teaser for you. But I got to say one more thing here. I have said to every public group I've ever talked to in my life since 1969, more change will happen the rest of your life. Since the beginning of civilization, 4,500 years ago. Leonardo, who's agreed to work with me, we'll bring him in on Zoom live. He charges $50,000 a day and does at least 100 days a year lectures on the future. He's from Silicon Valley and Switzerland now. He says this. He stole my idea. I had it first. Printed. It's printed everywhere. He says there's going to be more change in the next 20 years than the previous 300. 6, beyond systems thinking. This is my pal. Well, he's not my pal. It's Gary the Magnificent. I hold him as the king of OD. Of course, he runs the Pepperdine program now, where I was in the 4th class. And he's writing now a book about beyond systems thinking. I know what he's saying. It's like our systems are so large now we can't see them. So I've got to integrate that in. That's coming into the future.